St. Swithins. I like it best at night.
Why?
Because you can't see the dump.
Oh, I adore you, Dr. Murray.
Well, you're not too bad for a fella yourself. They say all the world loves a lover. Do you know, we must be one of the luckiest couples in the world. Certainly I'm the luckiest man on earth. Most other couples only see each other at evenings and the mornings when they're exhausted. They might pass on the stairs or meet in the bathroom. But we work together all day. We see each other at coffee break, at lunchtime, at tea time. We even share the same office. It's marvellous. Really marvellous.
It's really, really boring. Thanks for the drink.
Are you going?
Yeah, well, it's after midnight.
Exactly. Are you going?
You know, you and your beloved Dr. Wright. It really gets up my nose watching you drooping around like some dyspeptic bloodhound. I don't know what you see in her. She's far too bossy.
Well, she's not bossy with me.
No, she's bossy with me.
Of course she is, you fool. She's bossy because she's your boss.
Yeah, well, don't remind me.
She's a smashing bird.
Well, I think she's unfeminine, all that women's lib stuff.
Oh, rubbish. She'd be quite feminine and still struggle for equal rights.
Probably those army boots she wears.
Dick, you're just jealous.
Jealous? As far as Kate's concerned, I'd rather have a night out with the boys.
Whatever turns you on, Matelot.
Well, she certainly doesn't.
Watch it.
It's a shame she won't marry you.
What? Would marry me? Just like that, mate. Good Lord, and I want to marry her. Well, I think I do. Anyway, there's absolutely no reason at all why we shouldn't get married.
She probably doesn't fancy you.
Of course she does.
Oh, she doesn't. If she fancied you, she'd marry you. It's the least she could do.
That's what I told her.
And what happened?
She hit me.
Women are so fickle. Why can't a woman be more like a man? Why can't a woman take after a man? Men are so pleasant, so easy to please. Whenever you're with them...
Oh, shut up.
Yes, well, I'll be off now. Thanks for the drink.
Did somebody mention drink?
Oh. Oh, come on, Andrew. It's almost gone midnight, mate. Why aren't you at home in bed?
Because my wife's there.
Look at that. I mean, just look at that. That's a typical example of the married man. Now, you don't end up like that, do you? A drunken mess, old before your time.
Now, just a minute. The only mistake I made was to get married at 21. I was far too young.
Well, why did you?
Well, I had no choice.
Did you have relations?
Yeah. So did the wife, and they were the ones that made us get married.
Well, where have you been till this time, Andy?
Oh, down an accident and emergency with Gascoigne.
Oh, has he had an accident?
No, of course not. He's on duty.
I know, but you can always hope.
What do you mean?
He's after my job.
Don't be ridiculous. He's not even a surgeon.
Well, you're not even an anaesthetist, and that never stopped you.
Do you want me to leave?
Say good night, Doc.
Good night, Doc.
Jim.
What?
You're going to tuck me in before you go. Thank you. Oh, you know, Dick, you'd make a lovely nurse.
I'd like to, but none of them will let me.
I'd like it as well, but my wife won't let me.
Good night.
Good night.
Hey! You put that back! You rat! Good morning, Doctor. What a nice surprise.
I just wanted to have a look at Mr. Hepworth's notes.
Yes, well, I think the operation this morning might be a little tricky, actually.
I'll be there to help you on the gases.
Oh, don't forget to put a shilling in the meter.
Oh, splendid, splendid. Morning's laugh cuts the day's toil in half.
That juvenile Burke puts you right off your work.
I forgive you for that, Duncan. You're obviously tired. I thought it would be a help if I took some of the strain off you.
What?
I've joined Sir Geoffrey's firm for the next few weeks as a locum.
I'll see you in a minute.
Yes.
Yes, I hear we got a rather interesting op later this morning.
I have. I'm doing a colectomy.
Oh, how jolly interesting. Let's have a deco.
Oh, no doubt you'll be able to render me invaluable assistance towards the later stages.
Riveting.
No stitching. Great, isn't it? How come I didn't know Dr. Sunshine was joining our firm?
So what? It doesn't matter.
Well, Loftus might have told me. I am his registrar.
Oh, don't be pompous.
What he's after? He's after my job.
Come on, Dr. Paranoid.
Who's paranoid? Look, just because he's cleverer than me. He's got a better bedside manner than me.
Well, only with the patients.
This, of course, is very true.
Students for the ward round. Good. Why don't we, go and have a look at the patients, eh?
Oh, no, please carry on. We're quite happy having a look at you.
Follow me, please.
Doesn't he blush easily?
Good morning. Now, here we have Mr. Hepworth. He's been with us for several weeks, suffering from...
Oh, forgive me for interrupting, Dr. Waring. But may I introduce myself? My name's Gascoigne, Dr. Gascoigne, James Gascoigne. I've been attached to this firm for the next few weeks at Sir Geoffrey's request, and if I may be of any help to any of you, please feel free to ask. Thank you, Dr. Waring.
As I was saying, Mr. Hepworth, we've been here for some weeks, suffering from a diverticular disease of the colon.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, Dr. Waring. What exactly is diverticular disease?
Oh, come on. I think you should have covered that already, Sandra. Well, briefly,
It's a pressure disease of the large
disease of the
bowel.
large...
A minute saved is a minute gained.
Thank you, Dr. Gascoigne.
However, the treatment I've prescribed for Mr. Hepworth is 5 weeks on a low-residue diet. Unfortunately,
Dr. Waring,
what?
Shouldn't you explain what a low-residue diet is? I have always found a clear explanation helped me.
Look, don't be so stupid. They're
I'm
called
sorry, Dr. Waring. What is a low-residue diet?
A low-residue diet is low in fibre. Doesn't always help diverticular disease, but unfortunately, with Mr. Hepworth's case, we're going to have to operate. Do you mind if these students are present when we operate on you?
I'll be asleep, won't I?
There's no need to worry. You'll be up and around again in no day. Now, any more questions? Not you, Gascoigne, the students.
No, it's just that it's recently been discovered that a low-residue diet is quite the wrong treatment for diverticular disease of the colon.
Oh, no, it's been standard treatment for years. It's all in the textbook.
Yes, but it's recently been discovered that the best treatment is a high-residue diet.
Wait, where did you get hold of that theory?
Oh, there's been a lot of publicity about it. Didn't you read that definitive paper on fibre?
Oh, the high-fibre theory.
Yes. Well done. Well done. Good student there, Waring.
What did you say?
Well, the high-fibre theory, sir.
Oh, no, I haven't read it.
Why not, mate? You bloody well ought to have.
Don't worry, it'll make no difference.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's all right, then.
Forgive me for saying so, but it might. If Mr. Hepworth had had the new treatment, he might not have needed the operation.
Get over there. Now, look. Don't you pull me down in front of my students and my patients.
Well, I'm awfully sorry, Duncan. I didn't mean to.
All right, but just watch it. Shall we, go on to the next patient now? Just there. Thank you.
Here, you.
Yes?
Call yourself a ruddy doctor, and you've never even heard of the high-fibre theory?
This is pure paranoia.
Look, don't you contradict me in public. I am senior to you.
Look, if James has some information that is relevant to the patient you're discussing, then surely it's right for him to mention it.
What, are you on his side now?
I'm not taking sides. Don't be so childish.
I am not being childish!
Well, I'm on your side, Duncan.
Why?
Because he's a friend of mine. I'm always loyal to friends.
Till the bottle's empty.
Am I right?
Well, on the one hand, Duncan's treatment is the standard treatment.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, Jimmy's treatment is the more up-to-date. Still, on the one hand, there's no guarantee that the high-fibre treatment would have been effective. But on the other hand,
look.
Duncan should know about the high-fibre theory.
What about the principal?
Well, on the one hand, Duncan is a senior, but on the other hand, the student's education must be protected. Still, on the one hand, he was Duncan's patient, but on the other hand...
Oh, shut up, you dithering haggis.
I am not a dithering haggis. I'm trying to look at this question coolly and quietly.
Oh, shut your face.
Look, don't you lose your temper just because you're in a bad mood.
Who's in a bad mood?
You are!
I'm not.
When you made up your minds, perhaps you'll tell me what all the shouting is about.
It's top-level conference about medical ethics.
I see. Who put his foot in it this time?
Well, Duncan thinks that Gascoigne undermined his seniority.
No, Dick, there's no need to go into detail, Sir Geoffrey's not interested.
But I am. Please tell me.
Oh, it's nothing, sir.
Tell me!
Well, it really is nothing, Sir Geoffrey. See, Duncan felt that his authority had been undermined on the ward round because James told Duncan in front of the students about the high fibre theory.
Yes, and he didn't know what that was about, you see.
Oh, thank you, Henry Kissinger.
The definitive work on diverticulosis. Surely you read it, Waring?
No, he hasn't, sir.
Oh, how surprising.
Yes, sir.
If I may say so, sir, what worries Duncan is the fact that Gascoigne here brought it up in front of his juniors. Now, what is your opinion on the subject?
Well, if you want my opinion, on the one hand, my registrar must not be undermined. But on the other hand, students must be taught the most up-to-date treatments. Still, on the one hand, Waring's... I don't think I've said anything funny.
Watch carefully now. Next, we are going to incise the omentum.
Without losing the momentum?
Be quiet, Dick.
Forgive me for saying so, but shouldn't you clamp first? Oh, sorry to speak out in front of the others, I know, but a clamp in time...
Of course I'll clamp first. And after that, we will cauterize the small bleeding points.
I've got some sealing wax.
Or you could tie them off with catgut.
Oh, poor pussy.
Oh, shut up, Dick! Catgut will take too long.
Yes, but there's a debate. Oh, perhaps you haven't had time to read about it as to whether cauterizing really stops the bleeding. I'm a belt and braces man myself.
Well, belt up and brace off. Oh, my God, Catherine.
What?
Catherine, the blood's turning blue.
Oh, perhaps it's a Stuart Clark.
Oh.
And thick and sludgy.
Yeah, it must be a Stuart Clark.
Come on, the oxygen's out. The oxygen's run out.
Panic.
Well, get a move on, you stupid cow.
All right now?
Yes, thank you.
Dr. Stuart Clark, will you take over? A surgeon obviously can't work with an anaesthetist whom he thinks is a stupid cow.
Oh, Dr. Wright.
From now on, our relationship will be purely professional.
Oh, dear. You could cut the atmosphere with a scalpel.
We must be the unluckiest couple in the whole world. Certainly I must be the unluckiest man on earth.
Oh, dear God. This is the second night running I had to sit here listening to you waffle on about Kate.
Well, you don't have to stay.
You're right there. I'm off. I've had enough.
I don't know about the lodger.
I think it's the one thing I've really tried to avoid, letting our relationship degenerate into marriage.
Marriages can work.
Yours doesn't?
No, mine doesn't. I've tried. I've tried to make it work. I've tried 4 times. And I've got 4 children to prove it.
Well, look, I wouldn't marry Duncan if he were the last man on earth.
That's good to know.
Excuse me?
Yeah, and I would marry Catherine if she were the last man on earth.
A highly unlikely eventuality.
Don't quibble. I never want to see her again. And how dare she walk out of the room every time I come into it?
Duncan, why should you mind if she walks out of the room when you never want to see her again?
Because if she walks out on me, I can't walk out on her, can I?
Duncan, I think it's about time we looked at this problem coolly and rationally. Now, on the one hand, you want to walk out on her. But, on the other hand, she wants to walk out on you. But then again, on the one hand, you both like to walk out together. But on the other hand, I think I'll walk out myself and get a drink.
I'm aware, Dr. Waring, is a good doctor is never late for a ward round. Well, Sandra.
Well, James.
I suppose I'd better begin. Morning, Mr. Hepworth. How are you feeling this morning after your operation?
Terrible.
Good. Now, remember Dr. Waring and I operated on Mr. Hepworth yesterday for his diverticular disease of the colon. Now, there are certain routine checks we must...
Oh. Yeah. Sorry I'm late. Hello.
Oh, morning.
So, Mr. Hepworth, isn't it?
It is.
Good. Fine. Well, as you'll all remember, we operated on Mr.
Hepworth.
Hepworth.
Oh, Hepworth. Yesterday for hysterectomy.
Diverticular disease. Diverticular disease.
Who was?
Hepworth.
Who?
Me, Hepworth.
Oh, you. Oh, yes, Hepworth. Yes, diverticular disease. Good. Fine. I was just wanted to routine.
Duncan, old fellow, you can't take his temperature when he's just been drinking a cup of hot tea.
Huh?
Hot tea.
Oh, thanks.
The thermometer. No, good morning, Dr. Wright.
Oh, good morning.
Excuse me?
What are you doing here?
Avoiding Kate. Everywhere I go in the hospital, I seem to bump into her. What are you doing here?
Well, I left something here during the operation this morning.
Well, a hypodermic.
No, the crossword. Oh, and talking of crossword, what are you going to do about Kate?
Oh, it's all over.
Well, I didn't want to say this before, but, well, I think you're well shot of her.
What?
Yes, well, I mean, you'd have a dog's life with her. I mean, she's an impossible temper. Terrible to argue with.
You are talking about the girl I love. I think.
Look, Duncan, this is ridiculous. It's gone on far too long. All you've got to do is go up to her and say, "Darling, I love you." The whole thing will be solved.
You think so?
Yes, come and do it now. She's sitting in the doctor's office.
No. Darling,
Excuse me?
What? No, you excuse me!
Hey, Kate, where are you going?
Nowhere, I'm just leaving.
No, you're not. I'm leaving.
Yes, I am. I'm leaving.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. I insist on leaving.
Why don't you both leave?
Yeah, why don't you all leave? No, not you, Dr. Waring. I want to speak to you. And to you, Dr. Wright.
Ah, well, I'll be leaving.
Shall I leave too, sir? Yes, I will leave too, sir.
Please be careful, Sir Geoffrey. I tried and failed. Fools rush in where angels fear to tread.
Gods. What is all this? What are all these unseemly scenes?
Dr. Wright's inability to accept criticism shows a marked lack of maturity.
His persecution complex is getting on my nerves.
Oh, does it? I'm sorry.
I don't accept your apology.
I'm not apologizing.
And after marrying him, I wouldn't even consider it.
I have no desire to marry her.
Fine!
Who mentioned marriage?
She did.
So did you?
No, I did not.
Maybe not just now, but you always do.
Listen to me, both of you. What you do in private is your own business. But when you create an atmosphere that affects your colleagues, and more important, your patients, then it becomes my business. And so I shall sort it out. It's plain that there is a professional incompatibility.
Oh, no, sir, we're not incompatible. We just don't get on.
Shut up, Waring. And there is a simple solution, Dr. Wright. Since Waring is on my firm, I shall confer with Dr. Sims, the head of your firm, and request that you no longer sign to any of my operations.
Oh, good idea, sir. Perfect answer.
Shut up, Waring. Now on, I hope to see the two of you behave with a decorum expected of doctors.
An excellent solution.
Darling, I love you. Thanks for nothing.
But it was the way you said it.
Thanks for the fruit. There's none left.
Oh, isn't there? Oh, well, that's that then. Come on, lads. Well, OK. Oh, Duncan, I hope you'll soon be feeling better.
All right, keep your chin up.
Doodle pip.
Don't know what to say.
How about I fly like a butterfly and sting like a bee?
Sorry.
Waring, I don't know what happened, and I don't want to know what happened. I've had a word with Dr. Sims, and he says that Catherine's an exemplary doctor. He also pointed out it'd be humiliating for if it became known that I had refused to have her working with my firm, and I agreed. It would be wrong of me to do so.
Thank you, Sir Geoffrey.
Not at all. No doubt you're aware, Waring, that I have no alternative but to transfer you to another firm.
But that means I'll be humiliated, sir.
Well, someone's got to be humiliated. Unless...
Unless what, sir?
Unless you two learn to live with each other.
What, do you mean that literally, sir?
Waring, you're an idiot.
What do you mean, then, sir?
I think he means you're an idiot.
I think I must be. Look, sir, do you mean if we learn to live with each other, then nobody will be transferred?
No, you're wrong there. Gascoigne will.
Really, sir?
Yes, really, sir. I've had enough of that overbearing little...
No swearing, Sir Geoffrey.
I wasn't swearing, Waring. I merely said he was overbearing. Waring.
What's that, then?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, well, I don't suppose we'd be much good at living together.
Nah.
Doesn't leave us much alternative, does it?
No.
Doris? Will you marry me?
Just this once, Clive! No, get up, I'll take it all back. What's the place?